I'm back for part 2 of the weight loss program. I apologize for my lengthy absence. I was away on holiday for 2 weeks over in Canada. You probably were aware of that because you may have seen, if you've been on the Human Detour website, you may have seen a video that I did with Jamie Slavin. She's one of the nutritionists on the Human Detour website. But now I'm back in Sydney, I'm back in the groove, and I'm here to do part 2 of the program. So part 2 is going to be short and sweet. It's pretty self-explanatory, not too hard to understand. It might be a little bit challenging to implement, but if you can get the gist of it, or the general idea behind it, then you're good to go. So we're going to talk about exercise and diet today. So we'll start with diet. Diet's probably one of the most important things when it comes to weight loss. However, it's not the most important, but it's definitely an integral part of the weight loss program. So as you know, I've already spoken about detoxification and cleansing the bowel, all that kind of stuff in the first part. The last part, we're going to be talking about something called the limbic diet, which deals with stress and emotions when it comes to losing weight. But today, it's about diet and exercise. So we'll start with diet. Diet's pretty straightforward. You want to have a high protein diet, low carbohydrates, still have your good fats in there so that you can start burning fat quickly. Now if you've done your cleansing, if you've done your parasite cleaning, if you've done your bowel cleansing, your body's ready to go on a high protein, low carb diet to actually kickstart your metabolism and get your body burning fat very, very quickly. Now the reasons why I'd recommend high protein, low carbohydrate is to actually get your body to start burning its own fat stores. The more carbohydrates you introduce to your body, meaning simple carbohydrates, the carbohydrates that burn very, very quickly, like refined sugars, processed sugars, certain fruits, white rice, white bread, those kinds of ideas. We want to add in complex carbohydrates, not the simple sugars, because they're actually going to convert into fat eventually. So complex carbohydrates would be certain fruits like berries and kiwis and oranges and apples and mandarins and tangerines and things like that. You could also add in watermelon, a little bit of watermelon for rehydration. You can add in grapes. They're actually complex carbohydrates. And they'll give you the energy, the long-term energy that you need, particularly when you're on high protein. Now the high protein is actually, you're going to get a lot of energy from that, and it's going to help your body start burning fat a lot quicker. So high protein, low carb, add a little bit of fat in there. Now if you want some recommendations, or if you want an idea of exactly what to eat, what to add into your diet, what to take out of your diet, you can always email me at the end of the video. My email will be at the end of the video. You can email me, or you can speak to one of the nutritionists on the Human Detour website, or even the health and fitness guys. And they'll give you some tips and pointers if I'm not able to offer you the advice that you need. So that's diet. It's relatively self-explanatory. Now, on top of that, we want 3 meals a day, small portions, about the size of your fist, nothing more. Try not to have too little because you'll starve yourself, and then you'll want to have your simple sugars again. So small portions, fistful, every meal, lots of protein, a little bit of carbohydrate, and a little bit of good fat as well. Make sure you have 5 meals a day if you can. So 3 big meals, so your breakfast, lunch, dinner. Lunch being your biggest meal, dinner being your smallest, and breakfast being your in-between meal, your mid-meal. So between big and small. And then between breakfast and lunch, and between lunch and dinner, have a small meal. So those are your actual, if you want to call it, your 4th and 5th meal. So that would be things like nuts, or dried fruit, or a boiled egg, or a protein shake, or avo and some whole grain crackers or something like that. So you want to introduce those meals, have them spread out over the day so your body's metabolizing consistently. If you give your body too much break or too much gap between meals, your metabolism can slow down. It can hinder the process. So that's a diet. Now exercise, again, it's self-explanatory. We want to do a lot of cardiovascular exercise, but important when you're trying to lose weight, you also want to include a weights program as well. With the weights program, I'd probably work most of your muscle groups on a daily basis when you're doing your workout. So maybe three or 4 times a week if you can fit it in. 3 is ideal. 4 is great because that'll give you an extra edge. 45-minute sessions to an hour, not too much longer. You'll exhaust your body. Make sure you drink lots and lots of water, and watch your form first and foremost. Now on top of that, what we also want to do is a lot of resistance work. That's really, really important. So that's also using your own body to help you tone and define your body as much as possible. With the cardiovascular exercise, you want to be doing things like interval training. So that's when you sprint, and then you have a rest, and sprint, and have a rest. You'll burn fat very, very quickly that way. So there's a couple of little exercises, a couple of little ideas in terms of exercise that could help you. Again, I'm not the professional on this. There are other guys on the Human Detour website that have more information about this kind of stuff if you're interested to know more about it. You can email me, I can always ask around and get you some more tips and pointers, but that's kind of the idea. In terms of diet, again, I just want to touch on something. We do something in our clinic called the Sacred Heart Diet. Now, the Sacred Heart Diet is really, really good. It was originally designed for heart patients, so patients who are going in for heart surgery so they can lose weight before their operations. And it's basically a week-long program to help you shift weight very, very quickly. Now, if you're interested in this, I can always send you a PDF on this, or I can point you in the right direction so you can actually get started on it. It's actually not a very heavy program. It's just for 1 week to help you shift weight quickly. As long as you're following all the other steps, you know, you're detoxed, you're doing exercise regularly, you're eating the right foods, really well balanced, it's actually going to aid your weight loss program as much as possible. And when I go into the third part, we'll talk more about stress and how that affects weight loss as well, because that's probably one of the key factors when people hit plateau, when they're trying to get to that goal, but they've just got like 4 or 5 kilos to go and they just can't hit it. Or they're trying to lose the weight no matter what they try. They're doing all the exercise, they're doing the diet, they're detoxed and everything, but they're just not hitting it. They're also not losing the weight. They're not shifting beyond the point that they need to actually start the weight loss program for themselves. So we'll talk a little bit about that in part 3. So I'm going to leave you guys with that today, with a little bit of information about weight loss in terms of the exercise and the diet. Again, if you have any questions or queries or concerns about any of the information I've provided, please ask me. If you feel you want to ask any of the other people on the Human Detour website, that's what they're here for. They're here to help you out with some of the information that I can't provide. That's what they're there for. So please send your questions their way, and we'll be happy to help you with any concerns you have. In the meantime, happy eating, happy exercising. If you've detoxed, great. If you haven't, get on top of it straight away. Watch my first video. Make sure you've done that. Then get on top of your diet and exercise straight after that. And I will see you in part 3 for the limbic diet. Look forward to it. See you guys. Take care.